Hi guys, it's Ray here from Man City Fan Chat. I'm in Mum's house today, and the sun is out for Bank Holiday weekend. The sun is streaming through the blinds. Here, let's see who's knocking around. Obviously, we're going to talk about Pep's press conference. Some potential milestones this weekend for David Silva, 400th game for City. For Kevin De Bruyne, he could score. He could get his 50th assist, which would be in. I think he's had 122 games so far, and if he can get an assist to get to 50, I think the record at the moment is Ozil in terms of speed, quickest to 50. That's Ozil with 141 games. So David Silva would be well ahead of him, well ahead of everybody. 36 people so far have got 50 assists. David Silva, I think he's already got that long time ago. Hi Joseph, hey Ray Light, how's it going, mate? Just thee and me at the moment. See if we can get a few people on. So yeah, we're going to talk about Pep's press conference. What will I call it? Injury update. I think that's what I want to call it. Injury update. Let's quickly just put this on, guys, so that people are aware that we are in the house. So who do you reckon is going to be in the team then on Sunday? Any ideas? Can you foresee any big changes? What do you reckon, Gabby or Serge? That's going to be an interesting one to think about. Gabby or Serge? Who would you go for, guys? My money, I'd like to see Gabby. I'd like to see Gabby this time. Give him a chance. I don't see why. He played really well last game. I think he deserves an opportunity to get out there and have a go. Yeah, sometimes, Joseph, I'm at my mum's place, so I've got to go on whatever their Wi-Fi is like. Wow, it's a bit quiet today. Is that because it's Friday? Oh, that's the best cup of coffee in the world. Got to be honest. Let's close a few windows down. That will hopefully speed things up a little bit. Edison. Okay. You can hear that. That's Pep's press conference, which I'm about to close down. But I want to watch the full thing again. Edison, Zinchenko, Laporte, Stones, Walker, Rodri, KDB, Bernardo, Mahrez, Gabby, Sterling. That's exactly the same as... No, it's not the same as... Man, I've got David Silva and Cancelo. But, well, I'll go through the things. I mean, everybody's fit apart from Stonesy and Mendy. I think that's it. And Pep's not confirmed anything else. Okay, let's go through some of the comments and then see if other people come around. We can do them again. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through everything he said in all detail, but this you can go and check the full interview. It's on the City website, the full press conference on Sully and Bargoed bit, if you want to watch. So obviously, Pep started talking about Bournemouth. Pep said we know each other quite well. They've had the same manager for 4 years. I mean, I think it's a bit of a laugh. Same number of points as us, and he said they'll defend deep. Chatting to Sam from the Bournemouth podcast, the AFCB podcast. That's called Back of the Net, and he's not sure how they're going to set up. He doesn't think they'll go 4-4-2, even though that's obviously their strength with King and Wilson up front and Fraser behind. He basically has put those three players up and then everybody else back. So it might be 5-2-1-2, something like that. It's or a 4-3-1-2. But I suggested to him that they've got to attack. If Bournemouth want something out of this game, they can't just defend and hope for the best. No one can hope for the best against City. Mendy's not fit, Joseph. He's not. Pep said he's not going to be fit for. He needs to have 4 weeks or a month of training before he's even considered. So I wouldn't risk him. But Zinchenko's fit. Pep's joking again. I'm sure he said he likes VAR. Yeah, talking about Gabby, said his reaction was normal. It's emotional when you score a goal that way. It's an emotional goal when you score it that way. He was not upset. The reaction from Spurs players showed that they didn't know why it was disallowed. They accepted it was a goal. The reaction of our players was normal. We have to keep going. It's done. We have to move forward. Talk about David Silva as captain. He said he's a nice guy, a normal guy. He has a lot of experience. Every captain is different. They have to do what he believes. They chose the captain. I'm not involved in that. You know, I still said KDB for me. On Cancelo, he can play. He's ready. He sees what we want in training, meetings and analysis. Tomorrow he can play. After the international break, everyone will be involved. He's an incredible professional. Now, what does that mean? That gets you back to Mendy. Everyone will be involved after the international break. So that means Cancelo, that means Mendy, that means Johnny Stones. So he should be back. Flip back to VAR. Guardiola, he said, I like VAR because it provides justice. This is the first season. It helps to be more fair to referees. I think in the end, it will be right. I had the same opinion from the beginning. I support the technology, but during the process, it needs time to adjust. Well, he's very polite with VAR, and I support it too. I've done a video today with Colin Savage talking about VAR, talking about the new handball protocol, talking about why decisions haven't been given in our favour, why decisions have gone against us. So that's quite an interesting long chat, best part of 40 minutes, but it's always interesting. Talking about Zinchenko and team news, he said, Zinchenko, and I said it last week, I said he's got cramp. He said he's fit, it was cramp, he trained perfectly, it was a demanding game against Tottenham, so he had cramp. Talk more again about David Silva, so praising him. He said he's one of the most incredible, intelligent players in the small spaces. He's one of the best I've ever known. It's not just the quality. He's a huge competitor in the training matches. The Premier League is not easy, and he did it. He must be so proud. And talking about his success in England, he said, he's a technical player. My image from English football, maybe he will suffer here, but I was happily wrong. After I spoke with managers he had in Spain, they spoke good. I realised that when I came here, he's incredible. A winner. John Stones, he's not fit. We'll see for next weekend, but from what Pep'S said about after the international break, I think John Stones will be fit after the international break. Definitely. Unless he gets injured in the meantime. Hey, Chris, how you doing, mate? My score prediction was 2-0, Joseph. You know, although, look, if we score early, we could smash them because we're angry of what happened last weekend. You know, we could get 3, 4, 5, 6. You just don't know with this City team. If they're on the money and on the ball from the first second, they could go big. And I think we will. I said it last season. We'll hit somebody bad. You know, we'll hit somebody for 6 or 7. And look, last season we had 7 against Schalke, 7 against Rotherham, 9 against Burton. And we beat Watford 6-0 in the FA Cup final. So we can go big if we want. We can score lots of goals. And something daft. Is it something like 1/3 of our games last season we scored? Was it 3 or 4 goals minimum? It's crazy. But we can do those 1-0s as well. You know, in that 14 game winning streak at the end of last season, we had, I think, 4-1 nils. So we can do anything. Don't think I'm going to stay on too long, guys, because I'm at my mum's place, and if my niece comes with her kids, there's no way you're doing I can do a stream with those two. They're probably about 3 and 18 months, 3.5 and 18 months. Could be very noisy. So that's the news. I mean, guys, let me know what you think. Are we gonna win? What score? Hopefully, you're not been watching the cricket if you're a big England fan. England are getting pasted. England looking like they're going to get a walloping. Australia 82 for 3, already almost 200 runs ahead. I think that's a tough one. You guys chat amongst yourselves. There's not really much to say about the press conferences. Look, you know, we're interested about injuries. John Stones is injured. Zinchenko's fit. Then Mendy won't be ready till after the international break. Hey, Joseph, if Sterling gets 3, trust me, I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy because he's in my fantasy football team. It's a tough fantasy football team this season. Real struggle to get players in because Raheem did so well last season. It's very hard to get Raheem in, to get Salah in, to get Aguero. Be very hard. You support Australia, huh? Cheers, Bill. The Bill ABC TV. Yeah, well, England are going to get absolutely pasted here. They're getting a spanking. It's arrogance, you know. You get a team out for 179, and I just feel it's arrogance the way you come out to bat. So poor. I mean, I watched Jason Roy shot to get out, and you don't bat that far away from your body in a test match. No, you need to be, you know, seeing that ball really well. You need to be well in. You need like 50 or 100 on your belt to be doing shots like that. Anyway, that's it is. Let's talk about footy. So what I'll do is I'll go through the points again about the game, the bits and pieces from the press conference. So Pep said about Bournemouth, we know each other quite well. They have the same manager as 4 years ago. I mean, Bournemouth actually 10 or 11 years ago, they were in League Two. They'd gone into administration, I think, and they'd been docked 17 points. That's normally enough to go down. But one team, was it Luton, had been docked 30 points, and I think they finished bottom. But Bournemouth finished 4th bottom, and they stayed up. And then 2 years later, they were in the League One. 2 years later, Championship. Was it 2 or 3 years later? Premier League. So they've done really, really well. Got a couple of players who played in League One, I think. They're still with them. But Pep said they defend deep with the 5-3-2. They attack really well. It's always tough. Be interesting to see how they set up Bournemouth. You know, they get Sam from Back of the Net podcast. He reckons they'll play possibly Josh King and Callum Wilson up front and Ryan Fraser just behind them, and then kind of everybody else defending. That's what it looked like on his team map. Guardiola, you know, talking about VAR, Guardiola said, I like VAR because it provides justice. This is the first season. It helps to be more fair to referees. I think in the end it will be right. I had the same opinion from the beginning. I support the technology, but during the process, it needs time to adjust. Talking about Cancelo, he said he can play. He's ready. He sees what we want in training, meetings, and analysis. Tomorrow, he can play. After the international break, everyone will be involved. He's an incredible professional. So, reading, obviously, it's not even reading between the lines. He said after the international break, everyone will be involved. So, that means Mendy should be back. That means John Stones, who's injured for Sunday, he'll be back. Zinchenko, he only had cramp, as I said last weekend. I don't think it was very hard to tell he had cramp. because he looked like he had cramp. And he said he's fit. It was cramp. He trained perfectly. It was a demanding game against Tottenham. Talking about David Silva, he said he's one of the most incredibly intelligent players in small spaces. He's one of the best I've ever known. It's not just the quality. He's a huge competitor in the training matches. The Premier League is not easy. And he did it. He must be so proud. Yeah. Talking about David Silva's captaincy, he said he's a nice guy, a normal guy. He has a lot of experience. Every captain is different. They have to do what he believes. They chose the captain. I'm not involved in that. And anything else? Yeah, I said John Stones is injured. That's about it. David Silva should be playing his 400th game for City this weekend. And the other bit of news is that KDB sits on 49 assists, which is, after 122 games, very, very, very good. The record for the fastest to 50 league assists is held by Mesut Ozil at 141. So KDB's got 18 games to get that assist, and I think it'll come this weekend. So Chris reckons we're going to thrash Bournemouth. Tottenham thrash. Yeah, I think Tottenham will thrash Newcastle. I think Newcastle are bobbins. Palace already look in trouble. Losing Wan-Bissaka's obviously hurt them, and the best player, Zaha, the head's turned. It's going to be tough. Chris, last season they were very, very defensive. They didn't even have their place a shot on goal. We got a scrappy winner through, I think, Riyad Mahrez scuff shot. Hey, Google, sir, how you doing, buddy? But look, teams they really should have an idea how to play against City. And if you rely, in my opinion, if you rely just on defending, then you're on to hiding to nothing. Because the chances of winning a game just by defending, look how many teams did it last season. Look how many teams tried to defend against City last season. We won, Chris will tell you, 30. Was it 30 league games? So many I can't count. Or was it 32? We lost 4, so that we had 34 games. We won 32 league games last season. 32 out of 38. So whatever teams were doing wasn't working. So if you just rock up and think you're going to defend the whole game and you'll get lucky, look how many teams got lucky against City last season. Only 6 teams denied City getting maximum points in a league game. 6. Season before, something similar. Season before, we won 32 games. 4 draws. Was it a couple of defeats? That's it. So the last 2 seasons, only 6 teams in each season have denied City getting all the points. It's not easy. In fact, it's very, very difficult. You just cannot come to defend. Chris, yeah, Zaha probably will leave Palace. Hi, Matt. Hope you're well. Christian Benteke, what's happened to him? He was so good at Aston Villa. Then he joined us, and he's absolutely bombing. Actually, but the funny thing is, he's apparently trying to renew his get a new contract. I don't know why this Mendy is back. It's going to be here every single time. Even though I put Pep'S press conference, it's going to be every single time. It's going to be Mendy is back. Afternoon, Matt. How you doing? So, what guys? Who do you think is going to start at left back? That's an interesting one for me. Who's going to start up front? That's even more interesting. Julio Castaneda. Liverpool already started the league. Is in Liverpool's hands. So, hey, Julio, it's theirs to lose. If Liverpool win the rest of their games this season, not only will they be invincibles, not only will we the in Centurions, they'll be the Maximus, because Maximus is 114. Angelino, Gustavo Cole says, Angelino's all right. He's just ready to play. He's not going to play, Chris. In Pep's press conference, Pep has said everybody will be ready after the international break. Earlier on this week, he said about Mendy. He said Mendy needs, I think, 4 weeks of training consistently. Yeah, training all the time. He needs those 4 weeks before he can be considered. It'll be 3 weeks by the time the international break is over, because Mendy come back to training on Wednesday. So that'll be, I think, 3.5 weeks or something. I think he'll be ready. I think they'll consider him after the international break now. John Stones is injured, so obviously he's not going to play. They're not sure about next weekend, but certainly not playing this weekend. Yeah, Chris, most likely. Most likely. I thought if Zinchenko was injured, that maybe Cancelo could play, but we'll see. You know, he's going to play at some point, and he'll be considered after. I mean, Pep said he's ready to play. He can play this weekend. We'll see. I don't think he'll play. Julio, that's a bit naughty. When is Mendy's injury going to happen? Give the guy a break. You know, the guy suffered for 2 years. So yeah, all right. In those 2 years, he's won a World Cup and 2 league titles. But you know, it must really kill to be injured. Oh dear. Let's have a quick look to see if anything is going down on Twitter. Nout. It's a very quiet one this afternoon. Only 11 people online. Hey Joel, how you doing, buddy? Chris, if Mendy wasn't unfortunate with injuries to be, I think he would, because it's not just the defense. And I'm not sure how good he is yet as a defender, because I just haven't seen enough. It's 17 league games in 2 years. But as an attacking force, as a crosser of the ball, he's phenomenal. He got 5 assists last season, and he only played about 7 or 8 games. Not in Julio. I mean, our transfer window closed on the 8th of August, 5 p.m. on the 8th of August, the day before Liverpool's first game of the season, which is on the 9th. So we can't buy anybody, Julio. We can sell. Yeah. Or we can loan out, I guess. But we can't buy. Or big Europe, they got till 2nd of September. So even in Europe, they still got 8 days at the end of the month. They got another 10 days. I mean, Neymar, I think that's the one we're all looking at. Is Neymar going to go anywhere? Who else big is left? Ousmane Dembele. I can't even remember where he is. There's only, in my opinion, it's only the Neymar transfer that we're waiting on. Who else is? Name me anybody else who's a big transfer that could happen. I mean, Real Madrid have got their players. They spent a heck of a lot of money. Barca have done some business, but I can't see. The only one I can see is Neymar. Possibly Bale, Julio. But a Real Madrid, look, as we're led to believe, is Bale going to walk out on 600 grand a week? Are Real Madrid going to subsidise him going to some, for argument's sake, where would they take him? Juventus don't need anybody. I don't think Bayern do either. You know, would Bale go to PSG and Real Madrid would be happy to finance about £200,000 or £300,000 a week on his wages? Honestly, don't know. Don't think they would. Don't think. Well, certainly don't want to. His sun's gone for a bit. It's nice blue skies outside. And I'm lounging. So you guys been watching the cricket? ESPN saying, is the Man City era just beginning? It's been a while since we've seen a team this good that isn't built around a singular, once-in-a-generation player. It'll be interesting. Really don't think there's out to talk about, guys. I might as well go to bed. It's all very quiet without any naughty boys. So just having a look to see if there's any news out there. Australia, yeah, 197 runs ahead. That just looks way beyond England. Really does. McGregor admits being in the wrong over he calls it an altercation. Well, I call it just going up to someone and smacking them around the head. Bury have got 24 minutes to be saved before they get the boot out of the EFL. I can't see that anything happening. I've been trying to follow the news. But I can't see it. So can't see it. Barca 2010 and 20. What's that, Barca? Best ever football team. Okay. Julio Castaneda. I've heard on the Blue Moon podcast that some people might give up on football if VR continues as it is. VR will develop. It will develop, and I think at some point there's going to be a need for more transparency, people to be mic'd up, because there's no way I believe Neil Swarbrick. It's just a load of rubbish, his explanation, not for the penalty, but for not giving the Rodri penalty. I did a very long interview with Colin Savage, Press Rich Blue, so hopefully I'll probably put that out this evening in a couple of hours. You guys watch that, hopefully. Best football team, yeah, Barcelona. I still say Barcelona. So Chris reckons Liverpool get 3 points against Arsenal. Yeah, I agree. Arsenal's defence is bobbins, man. Absolute atrocious. Let's see if I can get this. Might as well put this video up for you guys. So it should be up by 6 o'clock. Just depends how quick the Wi-Fi is, and at my mum's. Certainly not as quick as mine. But we'll see. So what do you guys think about AJ calling Lennox Lewis a clown? I think AJ needs to look in the mirror, personally. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. It's very quiet. Usually we get tons and tons of messages. There's a lot to say. It's a very quiet afternoon. So yeah, I'm just going to put this message up so we can talk about VAR, handball rule. So that's what the video is all about. Come on, guys, talk to me. Wow. This is probably the quietest it's been for you guys to chat and for me to chat. Is 30 minutes in. Guys, I'll be back at 9 and hopefully we'll have a few more people on. But realistically, there's not much to talk about for City apart from the transfer information. I don't think there'll be many who give up. What's annoyed me about VAR, I have problems. I suspect mistakes. Really cut me to the core is the cover up that Swarbrick and Oliver are party to. VAR official Scott over there. It's a fudge. It's a mess. It's lies. It's lies. So they're cheating us. They can't be honest with us. So I think they have to go down the route of being honest and transparent, get the refs up before the press to make comments, mic them up so we can hear them. I want to hear what they're saying in the ground. Yeah. I want to hear what the VAR officials are looking, and I want to see them in real time, what they're looking at cricket. I want to see what's going on. And I think it's about that. We really do deserve. I will wait and see. I'm going to shoot, guys. I'm going to finish putting this hopefully in the next video. So we'll hopefully catch some of you at 9.